Well, we have so much to talk about, but right now, we are talking about This Is Mike Stud. It's a huge hit on the Esquire Network, and we had a chance to talk to Mike Stud about a week and a half ago, and it was great catching up with him. But now, we get to talk to the tour manager, Jerry Corcoran. As the newest member to the crew, Jerry joined the team last summer to book after parties, and after quickly endearing himself to Mike and the team, he was brought on almost full-time basis as the assistant/tour manager. Originally from Boston, Massachusetts, Jerry now lives in West Hollywood, California, where he strives to attain his personal legend on a daily basis. I got him on the line right now. Jerry, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Joey? How you doing, man?
Good, my man. Welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
I'm good. We third episode was on last night, so we were up a little late watching it, but I'm ready to go today. How you doing?
So how does it feel, man? How does it feel when you're, you obviously all the filming, the cameras were filming you guys and documenting you guys, but now when you're able to see it all put together in an edited version in the series, This Is Mike Stud on the Esquire Network, how does it feel to see yourself on camera and see all this go down?
It's interesting, to be honest with you. It was something that was kind of thrown at us. You know, like you mentioned before, I've only been with Mike for about 2 years out of the 4 that he's been doing it. So, you know, when they approached us to be on TV and all of that, it was kind of a huge life change. But it was something that we kind of got used to pretty quickly. I think, you know, we did the touring, boring stuff before, so we kind of always had cameras on us. But it wasn't in this capacity with the production company and being on the road and all of that. So it's something that you need to get used to pretty quick because we didn't really we had some control of what was going on, but you want to make sure that you're acting accordingly when it's going to be on national television.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Mike about a week and a half ago here on the show before we went on vacation, and you know, he gave me his background, told me how you guys, how the whole crew started working together and how it happened. I mean, he had a great story in regards to him being a college standout at Duke, getting injured, and then falling into rap and the music industry. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jerry.
So I'm from Boston originally. I was working in the nightlife industry and working doing sales during the day for 5 or 6 years out of college. And one of the things I used to do was kind of take athletes around and help them out when they would go out. And so I was friends with Tyler Seguin, who was a hockey player for the Bruins for a while. And that's kind of how I met Mike originally. And then just through a crazy kind of set of circumstances along the way that had to do with Kevin Love coming to town. And it's kind of a crazy story, and we get into it in the TV show a little bit. But I got fired from the bar that I was working at for having Kevin Love come in and all that. So you have to check that out on the show, but we talk about it. But that's kind of when my schedule opened up. And then it's a credit. I tell everybody it's a credit to Mike. He called me 2 days later and was like, I heard what happened. Why don't you just come on the road with me to book my after parties and we'll go from there. And, that was 2 years ago. The rest is kind of history at this point.
Yeah, that's like major props to Mike for doing that. I mean, like I said, here you got fired for this big event that you can see and you can find out more information about on This Is Mike Stud, the series. And Mike comes through and gives you a job. Now, when you join the team, are you kind of like trying to figure things out? I mean, is it like a whole new world for you? Because now you're going on tour, you're going from city to city. Instead of just dealing with one specific nightclub, now you're dealing with nightclub promoters from all over the country, basically, right?
Yeah. No, that's actually a great question. It was kind of a seamless transition from what I was doing before in terms of, tour managing is a lot of on-the-fly problem solving, and I think that was kind of the same thing that I was dealing with. In the nightclub, there's a lot of drunk kids running around, the same thing as the Mike Stud show. So it was something that, I didn't really know what I was doing at first when I jumped on with Mike, and I was lucky enough, the guys that I live with and tour with now, we're super supportive in general. We've kind of become a family over the last couple of years. But when I first started, they welcomed me with open arms, and Fader was the tour manager at the time. But it was just a lot for him to be DJing and production and tour managing. So I was kind of, bred along the way to take that over. Fader helped me the whole time. So it was, to answer your original question, I think it was something that, I didn't really expect to be the tour manager right away, but based on the skills that I had from doing what I did before, it kind of played hand in hand with what I do for Mike now. So it all happened the way it was supposed to. I really believe that.
So I know there's a lot of crazy things that happen on tour. I mean, first off, you guys are a bunch of guys together having fun on tour, going from city to city. Do you guys ever get on each other's nerves? Like, do you guys start maybe, getting into arguments and fighting on tour?
It's funny you ask that. We just finished like a 10 city little mini tour that we did right as the show came out, and we were in a Sprinter van, and Mike's girlfriend was with us, so it was a full house, and I think by the end of that one, where you're doing 8-9 hours a day when everyone's awake in a Sprinter van, we were all getting on each other's nerves by the end of it. But, I mean, we live, we work together, we party together. We just literally all came back to our, like a lot of us came to Boston, half of them went back to the West Coast, but it's the first time in like 6 months that we haven't all been together, and it's been like 3 days, and I'm starting to get a little like separation anxiety from them, so. But no, I mean, we at the same time, like we just enjoy each other's company. We know what we're doing, and we're having a blast. You know, it's any time that we do get on each other's nerves, we kind of take a step back and think about how awesome everything that we're doing is, and it's very quickly solved. So, but I think like anybody else, I'm sure you get sick of the people that you're around all the time the same way we do. But we love each other, so at the end of the day, it's pretty awesome.
Have you noticed a major change or a shift in a little more aggressive popularity because of the TV show?
Not really. It's weird. Like, you're on TV, so like inherently, like anybody that you see, like just kind of assumes that you're famous now that you're on television. But life is pretty much the same, you know. Like, I'm doing a radio interview now, which I've never done before, but you know what I mean? Besides that, like, it's the same. It's cool being back home in Boston, that's where we are this week, because this was kind of the first place that it hit, you know, with the music and the support, and our friends and family and all that stuff is here, so it's a little bit different here. When we go out, we get noticed a little bit, but, you know, I don't know when that's going to happen, or hopefully, you know, the show keeps going the way it is, that it will, but I'm just taking it day by day. Our social media and stuff, we can get a little gauge on that, and that's kind of picked up a lot. So I think it's one of those things, like 4 or 5 weeks from now, when, you know, all the episodes are out and people can go back and binge watch it, then it might start to change then. But I think for now, it's kind of one of those slow processes.
Well, I can tell you what, I'm sure Jerry Corcoran is going to be signing a bunch of autographs as this show comes to a close, my man. I can guarantee that. But yeah, I see you're having a lot of fun. You guys are enjoying the tour life, and I wish you guys the best of luck. This is Mike Stud. It takes place on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the Esquire Network. Once again, this is Mike Stud. It airs Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the Esquire Network. I want to thank Jerry for joining us this morning. And Jerry, I mean, I know there's a lot of crazy moments on tour out there. Without going too much into detail, maybe on some things that have happened that are pretty crazy, what's like the craziest thing that you could recall right now that has happened so far on this tour?
Well, you'll actually probably get a glimpse of it next week in episode 4. We, not that I know that was kind of a shameless plug, but it's true.
I love it, though.
Yeah. No, Blue and Kilmer, who we sometimes refer to as the Bash Brothers, they had a mishap and somehow we had a show in Tampa Bay, and we're heading to Charleston the next morning, and they somehow ended up in Miami. So they'll explain why. A couple ladies were involved, and you'll get a pretty good glimpse of that. But in terms of this last tour, the next 4 episodes will kind of give you an idea of all the craziness that went on, and there was a lot of it for sure.
Well, I love it, man. And like I said, I mean, if you want to see all the craziness that happened on tour, you got to tune in. This is Mike Stud. It happens Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the Esquire Network. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us here on the air this morning, my man.
Thank you, Joey. I appreciate you taking the time.
Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right. Once again, that is Jerry from This Is Mike Stud.